In those days there came 2 women that were harlots to the king, and stood before him. And one of them said, I beseech thee, my lord, I and this woman dwelt in one house, and I was delivered of a child with her in the chamber. And the 3rd day after that I was delivered. She was also delivered, and we were together, and no other person with us in the house, only we 2. And this woman's child died in the night, for in her sleep she overlaid him. And rising in the dead of the night, she took my child from my side while I thy handmaid was asleep, and laid it in her bosom, and laid her dead child in my bosom. And when I rose in the morning to give my child suck, behold, it was dead. But considering him more diligently when it was clear day, I found that it was not mine which I bore. And the other answered, It is not as thou sayest, but thy child is dead, and mine is alive. On the contrary, she said, Thou liest, for my child liveth, and thy child is dead. And in this manner they strove before the king. Then the king said, The one saith, My child is alive, and thy child is dead. And the other answereth, Nay, but thy child is dead, and mine liveth. The king therefore said, Bring me a sword. And when they had brought a sword before the king, Divide, said he, the living child in 2, and give half to the one, and half to the other. But the woman whose child was alive said to the king, I beseech thee, my lord, give her the child alive, and do not kill it. For her heart was moved upon her child. But the other said, Let it be neither mine nor thine, but divide it. The king answered and said, Give the living child to this woman, and let it not be killed, for she is the mother thereof. And all Israel heard the judgment which the king had judged, and they feared the king, saying that the wisdom of God was in him to do judgment.